Hello everyone, welcome to Happy Update Learning Tutorials. Once again we are back with the interview questions here. So today we are going to deal with the raw data and formatted data for the analytical purposes. Alright, so this was our table. If you remember, we have an employee table earlier. Alright, so in this employee table I could see ID, student name, subject and marks. If you are able to see it, yes, we have these 4 columns. Now on this employee table, if you see this, all employee name is as student name is coming as student name and ID is coming as ID. But if you're talking about employee, don't you think it should be the employee name, right? So there are two ways. Either we can update the detail, or we can label it on the analytical database, or we can just label this column name as an alias in our for our analytical purposes or for our analysis in the next table which we are going to create. Alright, so let's quickly query few columns and see the results. Alright, so let me keep it here if you are able to see it. I hope it is visible, right? Alright, so we see column ABC, the employee name ABC is coming as having the employee ID as 1, and these all subject marks he had scored in the interview. Now I want to see the sum of all these marks, right? I want to see the sum of all these marks ordered by employee name, ordered by the subject in the ascending order. Okay, ordered by the employee name. Okay, let's keep it like this. So first of all, I've checked, okay, how many employees are there. So I know there are like distinct employees. I can see there are only 4 employees for whose data in the table we have collated for different subjects and the marks scored. So now I've given it a label as ID as employee ID. Now what will I do? First of all, I'd select the ID, select ID as employee ID. Okay, now I want what? I want employee name as well, so I'll say employee name. I also want the sum of subjects, so I will say sum of subjects. I want the total of each subject as total. Okay, I will say it as total, comma, and what do we want? Not subject actually, sum of marks. Okay, sum of marks as total. From where? I want to say it from employee table. Okay, and now since we are using the aggregate function here, if I want to group by, then I have to use both the columns as ID, comma, employee name, which is student name actually, as employee name. Okay, this is my third column. So I am going to group it by the actual name of the column, student name. Let's see, I'll be able to see the results here. So if I run this quickly, I can see this is the total number of marks scored by each student, but there is no order. I told you I wanted in an ascending order of employee IDs. So I can do order by employee ID. Okay. Employee ID ascending. By default, it is going to take it in the ascending order. But let's mention it. Okay. So now we can see for employee ID 1, total is this, 2, total is this, 3, total is this. Okay, now the question was, I want to know the employee ID whose score is greater than 550. Okay, so how to get that? So whose score is greater than 550 means I can see 2 records should come, ABC and EFG, right? Because they are not in this category. So we should expect row number 1, row number 3, but how? So that clearly means we have to use the where clause, right? So for that, what will I do? I'll create this as a subquery or the inner query and give it the name as table 1. Let's say T1. And here in the outer query, what will I do? Select I want ID as employee ID. Okay, and I want what? I would like to have the